because the thing is at nights, even though I have batteries, it doesn't operate everything. So if power goes out, I have full power in the kitchen except for the stove, and I have the air conditioner.
Drew's got it. He plays that thing like it's like the stock market. He's like, oh, I get 28%, and I can get, he's got it all figured
No,
out.
I'm 100%.
I hear the same.
I
Yeah.
send them electricity more than I use every single month.
So you don't have an electric bill.
$30 a month is my electric.
I think he got his down to 80. He's got a big house.
Yeah, mine's 30 a month. Is
Yeah,
what I
I
said.
mean,
It was 10 a month when I first got the electrical, and they tripled it because they said they needed to make more money.
well, I got 2 Teslas on it, so I don't get gas anymore. I just plug in. So
Yeah.
my house, which is 2,000 square feet, is like low threes to high threes. But I got a
About what mine
pool.
is,
I got a hot tub, so I.
Right, that all brings
Yeah.
it way up. But my bills,
We're ready? All right. You gonna call it?
Where's Jamie? She's not here.
No.
Janie's out. Pardon? Like to call the Code Compliance Board hearing to adjourn. Day is Wednesday, May the 15th. It is now 6 o'clock. Would you like to call the roll, please?
why is it playing back?
Give me a moment.
Something's wrong with the system. Shouldn't be playing.
I didn't realize that was me speaking.
That was you speaking.
Oh, that was you.
Oh, mercy.
It's not gonna be fun if everything we say comes back at us eventually.
This is live.
Yes.
This is Zoom.
Mute that? Right here. Mute.
Stay seated.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
He was on his phone. He didn't take the oath.
No, he needs to take it.
Gajardar. This is in reference to the property owner was in violation of chapter 5.6 off-street parking driveway. And we're asking the board to rescind an order of enforcement dated April 17th, 2024. This is in reference to a request for time submitted by a representative of the attorney.
Do we have any documentation or anything here before us?
Yes, hold on one moment.
What was the number?
That was 5.1 addition. The documentation,
I don't,
the document. We'll be handing it out shortly.
So
Is this case on our agenda for today?
I see
Yep.
it's an addition, but have we heard this case before?
Yes,
So we have the documentation, the findings, the order of enforcement
yes,
with us?
yes.
Do I have a motion to add this? Yeah.
Vision stuff for you?
No, I don't have anything yet.
I don't have any.
Well, if this is all we have,
Why can't we just put this on the next meeting?
Yeah, can we just table this to the next meeting? All right, well,
if we don't have the paperwork on it, I don't see how we can discuss it and address it. I think we need more than just the attorney's letter.
would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we table it till the next meeting in June.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. If there's no objection, I'd like to go ahead and have the gentleman with the young child be heard. That way you can get her home, homework, bed.
Which number is that?
And do we know the number?
Yes, that's in new business. That's 8.8. That's 12035 Northeast Fifth Avenue. Case number CEN 24-129. That's Richard Fennan Costa and Ricardo Juan Costa. They were found in violation of 11.6.4 chain link and wire fence prohibited in certain areas. We're asking for an order of enforcement. In this particular case, the property owner installed a chain link fence which is prohibited on the northwest corner of the property.
Was there permitting? Was there permitting?
There was no permit at the time. Since then, the property owner has applied for a fence permit, but they require the paperwork to be submitted from the building department. He's also requesting a extension for that case to make additional amends to that fence.
So Luciano, the chain link fence the fence was installed without a permit,
That is correct.
okay? And now it's, been a permit has been applied for?
They did apply, but they're still missing some required paperwork.
So do you know if it's on for the next P and Z, which is, what is this month? May the 20th?
No,
Okay. Oh, that's already passed. So hopefully by, submitting the documentation by May the 24th for a June 3rd hearing.
Oh, it passed the, okay, gotcha. You're right.
All right. Oh,
I mean, issues with regard to whether a chain link is even allowed in Biscayne Park, which I thought that it wasn't. That would be addressed by the P and Z department?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah. One more thing, but
Hang on.
just one. Are there any more questions of the board, Rodolfo? All right, sir, if you'd introduce yourself and your relationship to the property.
No, it has to be on record.
I'm Richard Ferdinand Costa. I'm the owner of the property. I received mixed information as to whether chain link was permitted or not. Now I know that it is not, but the location of the fence is okay per zoning. I'm sorry, per the building department. Plan is to replace the chain link with another fence of material that is allowed. And the only thing I'm waiting for right now is deciding on the material, sending in the product approval, and then signing the building permit. After that, I'm moving straight forward. I already have plans to remove the chain link. I understand I'm in violation. If I can, contest a fine based on how I'm permitting it, then that'd be great.
Being new in the village, you need to understand that most everything that is done here needs permitting.
Yeah.
So before you move forward on other projects, please be aware.
100%.
And welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions of the property owner?
No.
Anybody like to make a motion? Discussion?
Well, I mean, putting up a fence without a permit, you're gonna have double fees for the permit.
Okay.
For any non-permitted work that doubles the fees that the city will charge for the permit. So, but
Well, a
a
violation has
violation
occurred.
has occurred. So, my recommendation would be to assess a $250 fine for is that the charge for it? Yeah. And I hope that he has a permit by the next meeting. But
No, well, I mean, you're saying you found he's not in compliance on
Right.
case number,
right,
CEN-24-129.
Right.
Not in compliance and, assessed a fine of $250. Do you have a date by which you want him to have a permit pulled? Let's find out.
All
Sir,
right.
where are you on your permitting process? Do you have your documentation? Do you think you'll be able to submit it by May the 24th?
I think so, absolutely.
Okay, so that would be for the P and Z, and then we'd allow,
Well, for the,
takes a week after that,
so for our June meeting.
June meeting. Okay. No, well, you give them a date by which to have a permit pulled?
Okay, so the permit pulled for the
They would have a hearing on June the 3rd.
June the 3rd
Wait a minute.
with the next P and Z. But you have to apply beforehand. You can't just show up on June the 3rd. There's a date to apply.
Understood.
It would be for May the
May,
24th.
May the 24th, you have to have your application finalized.
Okay.
He said he could do that. So may I make the motion?
Go ahead.
Make a motion that occurrence has, that there is a violation of the code, assess a fine of $250, give you until June the 12th to have a permit pulled or the fence removed. If not, a $250 day per day fine will accrue. There's also a $250 administrative cost for this hearing. So the fine right now is $250 plus an administrative cost of $250. You're to come into compliance either by removing the fence or having a permit pulled by June the 12th. If not, commencing June the 13th, a daily fine of $250 will commence.
Got it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Beautiful place you have.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Aye.
Okay.
Our next case. New business 8.2, 1105 Northeast 117th Street. Case number CEN 23-449. In reference to this property, the property information is protected. The property owner was found in violation of chapter 5.6 off-street parking. A driveway does not meet the design standards in reference to this case. The property owner was non-compliant. No permits were applied for at this time. We do have pictures of the current property, which we'll submit to the board.
We have that picture.
So, this is a picture dated today, 5/15, that the driveway is, that there's, the driveway is still not in compliance with the code. Prior to the day, has there been any correspondence to the village, from the, property owner?
I've met with the property owner to discuss what needs to be done in order to bring the property up into compliance. As for written compliance, no. I've spoken with him on several occasions
Recently or, throughout the past?
throughout the past.
And just for the record, when was the, when did the ordinance go into effect and about when? And when were the courtesy notices, the notices sent out to all the residents in the, throughout the village?
That was sent out in 2022.
Correct.
Mm.
into effect, I believe, June.
I think it went into effect, yeah, but January 1st, 2023.
It went into effect January 2023, yeah. And we set out notifications starting, I believe, in November of 2022.
All right. All right. Any questions? From board? Mike, Judy, Rodolfo? Okay. Yes, sir, if you would introduce yourself and your
Hi.
relationship to the property.
I'm Stefano Bridich. I'm the owner of the property. I received the citation October the 23rd of 23. When this happened, I made several phone calls because I had heard so much about this compliance to the new driveway. As you all know, there's been a lot going on. I'm not disputing it. You know, if that's code, then I have to comply. But I know that I know that hardships don't count, but they do even in criminal court. I lost my mother and I subsequently had heart surgery and a leg surgery because I almost lost my left leg. Additionally, I live off disability. And I had made a lot of phone calls to the park, and I talked to Mr. Luciano several times also. And I was told, not by Mr. Luciano, but others, that the attorney was still looking at the driveway situation in relationship to the ribbon style, which has been there since 1955. And I was told to hold on, just hold off, because it hasn't been decided. And that was as of November or December this past. So I held off. And then I was told that it was accepted, you'd be grandfathered in. And Mr. Luciano said, well, you know, it's got some cracks in it, this and that. I said, well, I'm gonna have to take care of it. I'm gonna fix it. You know, it's got a few cracks in it. There were heavy trucks there at one time. They put cracks in it. And you know, I don't know if I need a permit to, you know, I can't do it. I can't physically do it. But I need to get the cracks fixed and maybe some more white rock, which was originally there and still is. It's just pushed into the ground. If that's acceptable, I don't know. See, I don't know who to talk to. I'm not pleading stupidity. I'm just stating, I don't know.
I believe the driveway needs to go down to the street.
Out to the street?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, like I said, I was told
I
that it was
do
grandfathered
believe-
in.
I do believe the driveways need to go to the street. Am I correct on that? So
Well,
it's a half a driveway according to what the stipulations
I
are.
understand. Okay, that's what I'm here for. And again, I have rock going all the way there, but the house across the street from me has been under construction for the past over 2 years, directly in front of me. And I've had trucks breaking driveways and crushing the rock in. And now the house to the right of me and the house to the left of me have just been sold to investors. And they're going to be tearing them down. And there's going to be construction going on for God knows how long. And am I going to really put a driveway in to have them busted up too? So, I don't know if I guess you'd have to see it to understand it.
Yeah, we have good pictures of your property right now.
But I mean, to the right, to the left, there's,
Yes, sir.
and I may end up just having to sell. I don't know. I don't want to be there for years with all this construction.
Currently, you're the property owner.
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, and you reside here, correct?
Yes, I do.
I was just looking, we didn't have any documentation. Is this a homesteaded property?
Yes, it is.
All right. You do have to have an approach. You do have to have the approach
Right.
going up to your driveway and all. The driveway has to be in good shape. Once again, you would have to go through P and Z because
I'm sorry?
you'd have to go through the planning
Design.
and design
Board,
board, because what you have right now, the existing rock that was there
Mhm.
is already, it's
Question.
grassed over.
Yes.
I mean, it's, if you hadn't stated that there was existing rock, we wouldn't be able to tell from the pictures.
Well, if you go there, you see it, but again,
Right.
the construction
It-
next door
it's-
crushed it.
I understand, and that's going to be throughout the village. But for your property,
Yes, sir.
and then, you know, you'd have to deal with any of the construction people. But for your property, what do you propose to rectify this? What do you need that we might be able to assist? Because right now you're not in compliance.
I understand, sir. What I would like to know is, can I fix or have done the existing cracks done and put rock where it currently is, if you stand there and look at it, but you can't see apparently from that angle? Or are you gonna insist on, you know, I don't even know what something like this would cost, but I really can't afford it. I have to take a loan
Yeah,
out for it.
well, we can't answer those questions for you. You'd have to go
Good.
before the
Board.
planning and zoning or speak to the code officers with regards to what is required. The village has criteria for a driveway. Gravel is an acceptable one. It does have to gravel is acceptable. It does have to have boundaries.
Borders.
What, because we understand that you're stating you're on a limited income.
Yes, I am, sir.
And finances might be tight. At least I understand that
Mhm.
from what you have stated. I'm looking at, when do you think is a reasonable time that you might be able to move forward? Is 3 months good for you
Yeah,
to?
yeah,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if we table this for 3 months,
which should be one, sir.
well, this is May, so our June hearing, July hearing, August.
August hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I just call.
I
planning
don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just trying to get
Yeah,
information. We'd have,
and I'm here to
somebody would have to
comply.
make a motion.
I'm here to comply, sir.
So given the situation,
Mhm.
it's my understanding that by August, the middle of August, you should be able to have some plan and submit to planning and submit for a permit and to planning and design a remedy for your driveway to bring it into compliance. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, let me ask
And-
you one question. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, you can make an appointment to be heard at the planning and design meeting for discussion, to discuss what the options would be for you. You just have to call the building department about 2 weeks in advance of the next meeting and let them know.
Okay, I'll do that and I'll get right on this. But I wanted to ask you a question. My neighbors that sold stated that because they were selling, they weren't made to come into compliance because they were it's gonna be all demolished. There's 3 homes on my block.
Right. This board wouldn't know that.
Oh. Okay. well,
Only,
who
we're only
decides?
hearing the cases come before us. If they were
Okay.
cited or not, we wouldn't know it or what the remedy is,
Okay, I understand. So then I would ask planning and zoning?
not about the other properties.
No,
Your
about my
property.
property, if I were to decide to sell with my wife, because we didn't want to put up with construction for the next 9,000 years,
Mhm,
even though we've been here since 1960.
right. So,
All right, I think I understand.
all right.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Wait a minute, we have to make. a
We're not
motion.
done yet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anybody like to make a motion?
Can I add something there?
Sure.
You mentioned that it was grandfather, that,
That's what I was told. Yes, it was,
Well-
the ribbon driveways were grandfathered in the way they are, as long as they're in good shape. That's what I was told.
well,
They need to, they need to come to the street.
It would be worth it to, bring that to the zoning.
You want me to do it?
Of course, you have to find out if it's true or not.
How much you guys pay an hour? I'll
Yeah,
find out.
because
for
if
you.
it's grandfather,
That's what I thought. That's why
Well,
I'm,
that's. well, you
okay,
look
it's the
into it.
grandfather.
I'll help you with that. Your approach from the road to your existing driveway is not in compliance.
Yes, sir.
Now, whether your existing driveway is in compliance because of the cracks, I can't tell. All I know is that right now you don't have
understand.
a driveway that's that's per code.
And sir, isn't there a rule that if you do over X amount of percentage on your on whatever, that you have to bring the whole thing up to code? I gotta talk to building and planning or whoever. I got it now. I'll do it.
Okay, would somebody like to make a motion? All right, if not, I will. I'd like to given the property owner's current status and having worked with the village since December, that I'd like to find that the property is not in compliance on case number CEN-23-4449, and to give him until August meeting, when is our meeting in August? Here. I think,
August 7th.
7th? Okay, to August the 7th. To apply for a permit. All right,
I'll second.
well, apply for a permit, and to bring this back before the board. If at that time,
If at that time you have a permit, then they'll take you off the agenda. If you
Thank
don't
you.
have a permit, then you'll be up
Then I
for
get-
violation.
I understand. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Hamilton.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Our next case, under old business, 7.1, 739 Northeast 111th Street, case number CEN-23-417. Property owner Brett Anthony Frey. Property owner was found to be in violation of chapter 5.6 off-street parking and was non-compliant. There is a driveway that does not meet the design standards set forth in section 5.6.7. We're asking the board to issue an intent to lien on this property. An affidavit of non-compliance was filed. There was no permit applications submitted by the property owner.
Has he been in contact with you?
Yes, I have spoken with the property owner about 2 weeks ago in reference to the driveway.
And at that time, what was, what was said, what was the discussion, what was moving forward, if anything?
Well, the property owner told me that he was seeing some hardships with the property. And so the property owner is here to further explain those hardships.
Any questions? Right. Sir, if you would introduce yourself and your relationship to the property.
Yeah, my name is Brett Fry. I'm the owner.
Okay, what do you have to say with regards to the
Um,
driveway not meeting the design standards?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm basically not even clear what the design standards are, except, I get feedback from my neighbors, who end up creating full-blown driveways of, double car width and stuff like that. I guess that could have been their choice. It could have been your code standards or whatever. I don't know. And I'm just realizing, they paid $10,000 or something like this. And it's like, the driveway that I have in place has been there for like 75 years. It's like
But there's no approach.
still
It's
usable.
grass on the approach.
Thank you. I didn't know what the exact standards of compliance were. Okay, for one thing. So there's got to be like some sort of bridge between the street and my driveway?
Yeah.
Yes?
And you can discuss that with the
Sure.
design board
Sure.
because they can tell you what would be acceptable or not.
Good.
But the way it sits now, it's not in compliance.
The case was heard on March the 20th. I believe there was a citation issued, notice of violation was issued back in October the 18th of 2023.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until 2 weeks ago or so that we've had any communications from you, sir.
Correct.
What's happened in between? I mean, from October, as well as the notices that were given out from the village to all residents with the enacting of this ordinance.
Well, further, a lack of understanding, and then then I just jumped to the biggest thing. It's like, okay, it's like I get a full, poured driveway there and, I'm at a minimum of $5,000 just because I guess
Right.
it looks good. I have no idea what your,
Well, right now, you've already been found in violation.
copy that, yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's what we're here. We just want to
Yeah.
hear what you have to say.
No, I'd be happy to do something about it, depends on, know,
Right
how much
now, it looks like your fines are $4,000.
And we're here to direct the village whether to request an intent to lien, or if there's anything we need to know what to do. Anyone have any questions?
yeah. I have to say about that.
Well, did we discussed this, a couple of meetings ago, right?
Oh, yes.
No, it's already been.
And
I'm sorry, Judy. He had until May the 1st to come into compliance. And if not, it was started assessing a fine. That's why from May the 1st, April the 30th, if not on May the 1st, it started a $250 a day fine. And now we're up to the 15th. Prior to that, the notice of violation had been issued out in October 13th of 2023, and the case was heard back on March the 20th.
And when we did that meeting in March the 20th, that was, Mr. Fry was notified of that?
Yes.
yes,
Here, right?
no, he did not come.
You know that we had a hearing on this a couple months ago, right? On March 20th.
I'm gonna say no. I mean, you probably did, but I'm just gonna say.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not.
I think, all right. No. Well,
I'm not trying to be here in opposition to anything. I just
Mhm.
want,
well, sir, I mean, I've heard what you had to say, and what I'd like to do is make a motion if no one else would like to make a motion. That on case number CN-23-417, to affirm the motion, the village's recommendation to file a lien and to direct them to move forward with the lien of $4,000 unless paid by what's the day, May 15th, May the 31st. That's 2 weeks from now.
Do you understand what he just said?
I just listen, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, giving you 2 weeks to pay the fine. If not, then they'll move forward with filing a lien and the applicable filing fees that go with filing for a lien. Do I have a second?
I'll second it. And
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
And the fines will continue until you pull a permit. So you need to get to the planning and design board to talk to them about what remediation you can do. Once you pull the permit, notify code, and the fines will stop.
Okay.
Once the driveway comes into compliance, you can come back to us and we can discuss whether there'd be a reduction in the fine.
Thank you. Where is that office that I would go to?
Village.
Building right
Cross.
behind you.
That one over there?
Yes, sir.
And any particular date or is it assigned?
They're 9 to 5,
So I can- any
Monday
day- any
through
days-
Thursday, and 9 to 12,
Okay,
9 to 1 on Fridays.
9 to
Got a couple
12.
more,
And
before
I'd
us.
be explained like what it will take to get that to code. Is that correct? That's the same? Because I'm in a,
Yes, sir. You'll need to deal with the village. Right now, we're only hearing the lien that's before us.
all I wanted was a yes or a no.
Yes,
I didn't need
yes,
an
they,
explanation.
somebody within there, you can speak to code or the officer, they'll direct you with what is needed or provided, or you can ask to speak to someone specifically, maybe
Okay.
set an appointment.
If-
Right now, we've directed the village to file a lien if it's not paid by May the 30th.
30,
May 31st, I'm sorry. And Dale, who seconded?
Michael.
Michael. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Dale? No, and Michael.
Michael. Right. Next case, please.
Thank you.
No, sir, you have another case. You have a couple more cases.
No.
No.
Oh, this was the only one?
Yes.
I'm sorry, sir.
Our next case, under old business, 7.2, 740 Northeast 121st Street. Case number CEN-23-389, Elaine B. Emile. The property owner was found in violation of chapter 5.6 off-street parking. A driveway does not meet the design standards set forth in section 5.6.7. Property owner was non-compliant. We're asking the board to issue an intent to lien. An affidavit of non-compliance was made, and a lien for $500 still remains. The property owner did apply for a permit, DWS 24-24, which is currently being reviewed by the Design and Review Board under civil review.
Okay. So. Any questions? Board?
I thought the last time that we dealt with this, that it was in the process of just getting done, and I see
I
Perm-
went to the PZ, I got approved, I just got the first review this morning on the email.
Just give us 1 second, sir, because I think we have it here. We might be able to set it with, and then come right back. to
Yeah.
you.
And I was gonna say that I'm looking in the packet and I see a permit application dated March 21st, 2024. And,
So the application was March the 19th.
March, that's what did I say?
Yeah, 21st, you said.
Oh,
March
the ninth-
19th.
The day before our hearing, the order.
I see, the 19th, yeah. Okay, and then I thought we extended it because he had just gone through the process and was like, it was in the process of getting done. So it's, I'm correct in that, right? I'm correct in that, right?
Well, from what I remember, I believe it was that a violation had occurred and gave him till, it looks like till April the 30th, to come into compliance. I don't know if we knew about the permit application or something. the
Right.
Period to come into compliance. I do see where he, submitted the permit prior to that.
Yeah, we can ask the homeowner, but I thought that, when we heard it, it was like, it was already, the wheels were already moving, so.
When I came here initially, I told you guys I was ready to submit, I did. And then I missed one hearing for the PZ, so I went to the next one. I believe it was like the beginning of this month. And they got approved, they got kicked into review here. I got an email saying you're approved, and now today I just got the first email saying that I got some comment from, I believe, Public Works for some detail question.
Do y'all have any information on that with regards to, has it been approved and it's just waiting for the permit to be picked up, or?
No, it's not approved yet. I haven't
Oh.
responded to that.
And the
I
permit
haven't-
has to be paid for and picked up.
Yeah, I haven't even looked. I just saw the email, actually.
You know if P and Z approved it?
Well, what we're seeing here on the P and Z is the last comment says provide proposed driveway cross-section. And then they need to refer to the standard driveway detail packet. The gravel driveway requires a 4-inch deep border. It needs to be 16 inches wide, parallel to the road, and 8 inches wide along the 3 remaining edges. And that was from, this was May 15th at 3:58 PM
That's today.
today.
That's the
Oh.
comment from Public Works. The PZ had no comment. I got approved.
Right.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have sent it to review to the
Well, what I see is basically it was that he was found in violation and the administrative fee. That's the total of $500. It wasn't that he was having the daily fine or anything. It's just
Right.
that He was, that the. I don't have I don't have the notes from the hearing before us.
Yeah, I don't either.
But
I didn't know that we.
You
set
guys
the
gave me some
fine.
kind of deadline for the next,
Yeah,
hearing,
I don't
which I
remember that there
made.
was a fine. I remember that there was a deadline and we were like, okay, well, we hope we don't see you again and you left or something along those lines. But
would somebody like to table this to the next hearing? Because I'm just reading the notice of enforcement and it states that it was found not in compliance with the code, which he wasn't, and an administrative fine, which he may then want to contest or do a fine reduction.
yeah, I'd like to make a motion to table this to the June meeting.
If I have the permit by June, am I good to start work? Or should I wait until?
No, no, you can, once you get a permit, that's aside from this. This is basically to file a lien on your property for non-payment of the, for non-payment of the, non-payment of the fine and the administrative fee. That's what is here. It's not that we were ruling, that case was already ruled on. It's so that we can get the documentation to see why it was. I'm looking at this.
Once you get the permit, you're okay to go ahead and do what you need to do.
And then what you would probably want to do is you would want to file a motion to be heard for reduction of the $500 fine that was,
Okay, I never
Voted on.
heard of a $500 fine. No one's ever mentioned that to me
But
yet.
you should have gotten the notice of, the affidavit of posting along with the
The order of enforcement.
the order of enforcement. The order of enforcement
Yeah,
that
I
was
will
signed
get
on
the
March the
permit stuff.
20th.
I'll look when I get home.
Yeah.
yeah, and then just come back. I mean, and just say, you know, everything is done, you know, been going along and make that motion.
I'd like to think there's no fine. I've been
But you
pushing
can't,
around.
you can't go for, you can't go for a fine reduction until the driveway is complete and you've passed all your inspections.
Fair enough.
Good luck. It sounds like the wheels are moving,
Slowly, but they're moving.
just like justice.
All right.
Good
All
night.
right, sir.
No?
So, well, wait a minute. Do we have a motion?
Oh,
I did, I made a motion.
And who seconded?
I'll second it.
What was the motion, please?
Motion to.
Michael, to table till June. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Our next case under old business, 7.12. 11947 Northeast 12th Court. Case number CEN-23-332. Marcel C. Paris, Augustine D. Paris, Kenny Jeffrey Paris. Property owner was found in violation of 16.15.2 landlord permit required. and was renting the unit on a long-term basis without a permit. We're asking for the board to issue an intent to lien. The property owner was non-compliant. No landlord permits were applied for, and an affidavit of non-compliance was completed.
So there's still no landlord permit.
There's none.
And the way that we found out about this was what, there was a renter that Wilmisha Hall?
That's correct.
And what happened? She got evicted and
She was renting the property and they were making repairs to the property and was not giving her any notice as to when they're going to do the repairs. And she was complaining about other issues within the apartment.
and then once that occurred, they talked to the village, and then that's when you said, wait a second, there's not a renter's permit here. So what are you talking about? And that's how it got unraveled?
Basically.
So can I speak?
1 second, sir. Yeah, that was actually heard on our meeting of March the 20th of 2024. And at that time, that's when the assessed a fine of $250 and a daily fine of $250 as well as administrative costs. And they given him till April the 10th to pull the permit. File for the landlord permit.
Okay. Was Mr. Paris or W. Augustine at that hearing? I don't think so, right?
We wouldn't know, but
Oh, at the other
there's
hearing.
already a order of enforcement. We're just here to see,
Got it.
with regards to the lien. So with regards to the lien, sir, what's going on?
First,
You will introduce yourself.
My name is Kenny Paris.
Relationship to the property.
my name is Kenny Paris.
All right.
We're gonna go ahead and start from the top where he said that it was roof.
What was your relationship to
I'm the
oh,
owner of the property.
your
Kenny Paris.
it
It's on
says
there.
Marcel C. Paris.
Go to the end. It says Kenny Paris at the end.
Yeah.
I only see one, the notice of.
August,
violation.
and then Augustine, D. Paris and Kenny.
Okay, I see it. Kenny Jeffrey. Thank you.
Right. So, roof and permit was pulled. You guys were trying to violate me on that. It was pulled. The only reason why we ended up renting the property to her, property was vacant for 2.5 years. We rented the property to her. She made complaints because she was being evicted. She ended up being evicted, but in the process, we paid for a permit, a landlord permit. I then came down because I was getting 2 violations, one for the roof, which you guys passed inspection on, and one for the landlord, tenant, The permit was paid for. I don't know if you guys, whatever, but anyway, nonetheless, I came down there to speak to, I believe this young lady right here, and I ran into you because you was asking me about my nephew, about playing basketball. They had advised me that all those things are thrown out because some way in the system that the permit for the roofing, I don't know what happened, why they was giving me a violation on it when it was already completed. You guys passed the inspection and the tenant was evicted out the property. What the permit was paid for. Now, how they say it wasn't paid for, I don't know. But the permit was paid for. I'm not sure if it was inspection that was supposed to be provided with the permit, but it was paid for and it was an application filled out for.
Maybe I can clarify something. This is not with regards to your roof or putting it. This is the landlord permit.
Right, but I'm giving you a
Right.
whole story.
So
based on-
do you have a receipt or any documentation of where you paid?
Let me call my sister right. My sister doing.
All right. Well, we're not rehearing it tonight because you've already been, an order of enforcement is already in existence. What it is with regards, because there's been a fine accruing since the order of enforcement went into effect. So the case was heard. Now, what some of the options is to pay the fine in full, or
What's the fine?
right now you're up to 24,000.
That's impossible because I literally can't.
Sir, I hear you. I'm,
Let me speak. I'll let you speak. Let me.
yes, sir.
I came down to Biscayne Park and spoke to them, and they said the lady who was there, she said, I told her that there's no tenant in the property. She said the lady who's here, she said she has notice of that. She'll take care of that. That was because I came down for 2. You guys violated me for 2 issues. roofing and that particularly. Now, I never got all I saw was a notice on the door saying that we're in violation of pulling a permit with a tenant. Tenant was evicted, the tenant was already gone. So we paid for the permit.
That's what we need. Do you have the permit?
Hold on.
All right, once again, you can call your sister, but you may want to do it and request a hearing because her bringing it here tonight's not going to have any.
I'm not asking her to bring it here.
Okay.
I want her to send me the actual payment of the permit. A permit was paid for. That's my thing.
Yes, sir. I'm just trying to tell you with tonight what we can and can't do. We can't rehear your case. What we can do is,
And by the way, I never got a statement saying that you guys are charging me $250 on violation per day. I never got that. All I saw was the thing on the door, and I took it and I came to Biscayne Park to talk to somebody about it.
there would have, you can
And
go
on
by and see the code.
and on top of that, I spoke to the lady that I guess who calls about every violation, and I told her, I said, from now on, don't just leave it on the door, mail it to my address. But my address is on file, and I never got a notification about me being fined $250 or whatever the case may be a month.
That would be in your records. You can go to the village and find out that,
Right.
all that information, because they do have to post it as well as mail it to the address on record.
And one was not mailed.
Well, there's a U.S. Postal Service certified mail dated, looks like was
So-
sent
To what address?
to 11945 Northeast 12th Court.
No, it was supposed to go to 2309 Southwest 127th Avenue, which
It,
I left.
it can only go to the address that is listed on the property appraisers as an address for the owner. So if your address is not listed for the property appraiser, we can't send it to that address. You have to change it with the property appraiser.
All right, if we can deal with the lien,
Okay.
all that other stuff, sir, I would strongly recommend you go down there. Right now, we're here whether to recommend that the village move forward with filing a lien or something else. Would anybody like to make a motion, given the residents?
So let me ask you a question. So if a permit was paid for, I just want to get clarity. I'm asking for clarity now.
Mhm.
If a permit was paid for and the tenant was evicted and the property's empty, how is that a violation?
What you were found not in compliance for was not having a permit
Right,
or a landlord-tenant permit.
okay.
Now, there was no documentation or evidence. The villages, from what I remember, and only going by what I have here, which is not your file, it's only the order of enforcement. It was found that you were in violation of not having a landlord-tenant permit. Assessed a fine of $250, an administrative fine of costs of $250, and to come into compliance by April the 10th. That wasn't done. Commencing April the 11th, a daily fine of $250 would have commenced. So up till, and from, that was for this one. I also have a issue with I'm seeing the fine starting on February the 11th of 2024. And this order of enforcement is from commencing April the 11th.
Right, so that shouldn't be that.
What I'd like to do is make a motion in case number CEN-23-332 to table this until August 17th hearing, at which time
August 7th.
August 7th hearing, at which time the property owner can bring in its documentation. Well, let me think this through. Yes, just to table it until August 7th hearing.
Are the fines going to continue on a daily basis until then? Able?
Well,
If the permit
the
hasn't been,
daily fine would continue. What the resident would do is either provide the documentation showing that he has with the village, at which time the village would bring it back. Between now and then, he could deal with the village and with regards to whether a permit was pulled, pay to stop it by pulling a permit. And then if there was no permit that was pulled, you can always ask for a fine reduction before it goes to a lien. This gives you, sir, till August.
7th.
Are we not
Well-
hearing in July? Oh, don't we have a hearing in July?
17.
That's what I thought. All right. I'm gonna,
You
as there's no second till July 17th, the
you
hearing.
initially said August 7th,
Yeah, well, I meant July.
and I thought you meant August 7th.
All right,
All right.
July 17th.
Well, but what about the issue with regard to, like, the fine he's got now started back in February, and it should really start on April 11th.
We can have,
They can recalculate that. or
recalculate.
Clarify it. I'm just seeing an issue, so they could bring that before us, but right now, we're not doing anything. The daily fine would continue to run unless, Mr. Paris provides the, documentation to the code enforcement officers. If you have it, then they'll be able to adjust accordingly, or bring it back before us asking us, to dismiss if it was in effect all along. I don't know. It's not before us. It's giving you.
No, I will, once she finds it, I'll go ahead and provide it. I'll come down to the,
It's giving you a month to come into compliance.
All right.
If you don't have it, if it was never, paid for, then you may want to,
oh, it was
talk
paid
to-
for.
Okay, you may want to speak to the village with regards to that or requesting a fine reduction.
No problem.
So my motion would be to table this until the July 17th hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So you should get that proof of payment, and you should get that other
Yeah, that-
documentation, and then,
That's what I'm gonna bring the proof of payment, like as far as how the logistics, how that goes, I don't know, but I'm gonna provide that.
you should also get with the village, and if you, ask
Oh,
for
absolutely.
fine
Trust
reduction,
me, I'm on top of that. Nobody wants to pay 24 or however amount of money.
No, that's a
on a
lot.
claim.
a lot of money.
So, yeah, so I'll deal with that as soon as possible.
Okay, good
All
luck.
right, thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Sir, you have a good one too.
Our next case, under new business, 8.3, 11402 Northeast 8 Court, case number CEN-24-114, Adam G. Felon was
8.3,
8.3. This property was in violation of section 9.9-17 criteria to determine abandoned vehicle. Was a white four-door S500 4MATIC Mercedes-Benz with an expired license tag stored on the right side of the property facing northeast 8 Court. The property owner was non-compliant, and we're asking for an order of enforcement in regards to this case.
Is the vehicle still there?
Yes. Yes, we do have pictures. We're about to submit.
And has the, property owner been in communication with the village?
In regards to the property owner, I met with a potential buyer for the property, Mr. Moran Can. I was in contact with him, and up to today, we were in correspondence.
you said up to today you are in court,
Was in correspondence with him.
and what's the nature of those communications?
We have some emails we also need to submit.
But that's with a potential new buyer? Or is it the new property owner?
Are you the new buyer?
Yes, but that car is mine. So that's,
All right, sir, if you would, state your name and the relationship to the property.
My name is Brian Cannon.
Yeah, you need to speak into the mic.
My name is Brian Cannon, and I'm the guy, I'm the person that's gonna buy the property.
So currently, you have no relationship to the property, but you are the
I have
owner
a
of the
contract on
vehicle?
the property.
Pardon?
I have a contract on the property.
Okay, contract on the property.
And when are you closing?
60 days.
All right, and,
This has nothing to do with this.
what's going on with the car, vehicle?
I'll have it towed out tomorrow. I honestly, I just haven't been paying attention to it. That's what, are you recording this?
Right.
Basically, my fault.
I do see that it was, yeah, a notice of violation was March the 20th,
Yeah.
March the 1st, I mean.
I just didn't pay attention to it. That's
And
on
declaring
me.
compliance by March the 15th. You read-
Nothing to do with it.
So,
You're not living at the property, are you?
No. No. Living next door.
Are you?
so. Any questions of the property owner? He says he can have it removed by tomorrow. Oh, not the property owner, the owner. of the
I will
vehicle.
have the car towed tomorrow. I'll actually have it towed tonight if you want.
I mean, like, right now, what do we consider? There's a fine?
Well, no, that's what we're here to determine. Was he in violation?
Yes.
He was notified, on March the, 1st, with the compliance date of March the 15th, now May the 15th. 2 months later, and, still there. I hear a motion.
I make a motion that a violation has occurred and that we, impose a $250 fine and $250 administrative fee and give him 2 weeks to get or a week to get what do you think? 2 weeks? 2 weeks to get the car off the property, or a $250 a day fine will be imposed.
So 2 weeks would be May the 29th. So to have the vehicle removed by May the 29th. If not, commencing May the 30th, $250 day fine thereafter. Is that what you're?
Yes.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those not?
Aye.
That's it?
That's it for that one.
I
I think you, there's another case.
Another one.
That has nothing to do with.
Actually, you're talking about what? What's the other case?
Our next case is 8.4 under new business. 11402 Northeast 8th Court, case number CEN-24-153, Adam G. Felon. Property owner was found in violation of 11.9.6 water clarity standard.
Um, Sir, do you have a contract here to present, to enter into evidence? Because if you do, we can, if you're taking care of this issue, because the property owner's not here.
Right, but I don't have the contract on me. I didn't know I needed.
Is
it.
the village aware that there's a contract? I mean, I understand this is,
Well, it's a sales contract.
When was it entered?
8 months ago.
So what's going on with the 60-day thing? Now you said more,
Because we have 10 months to close, which is 60 days. That's basically what it is.
10 months to close.
regardless, I was just wondering, the property owner's not here, so technically served.
Well, I can answer that question for you anyways. It's a pool. I've drained the pool multiple times within that 8 months. And then my solution is I'm gonna drain it again, but this time, after I drain it, take the pictures. I'm gonna put 2x4s on top and plywood on top of it because there's no electricity. No one's using the pool.
Yeah, but you have a health issue before you.
And a
Right,
safety
Well, actually,
issue.
the property owner has a health issue, whether, right now it's still under the other one. That's who we're looking at, Adam,
Balin.
Balin.
At this time, we'd like to enter some photos into evidence.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is I can come up with a solution right now, right? If that's acceptable for you guys, I mean, 2x4, close off the pool. No water will get in it.
Yeah, your solution can be fine, but I mean, or in whatever agreement you have with the current property owner, right now we're hearing with regards to the clarity of the pool, the fact that it's stagnant and, breeding, it would be a breeding ground for mosquitoes and other insects.
And there's a fence.
Yeah, but that's not before.
I know. So later.
So. Pretty much this is a health issue right now.
Yep.
Anybody like to make a motion? Or any questions? I understand you said you can take care of it right away,
By tomorrow.
but
I mean, his solution, that wouldn't be for us to determine whether
No.
that's a good solution or not. I mean,
right now it's just before us whether this is in compliance.
It's not.
It hasn't been in compliance.
And if he's had a contract for 10 months on it, why has nothing been done till now?
What do you mean, nothing been done? Oh, I don't understand that question. What has nothing been done to that house or to the sales?
No, to the
He was
pool.
Asking, why does it
The property.
continue to be in a,
You know, like I told you, I've drained it multiple times,
Mhm.
all right? And every time it rains, we've drained it. It's not like it's been full all the time.
we do have, pool services that can.
There's no
with
there's no
anything.
electricity to the property.
I hear you, sir. It's just that you have a pool that.
No, I get it.
And if a child or an animal got there and into the water, I mean, you're gonna have a pretty sick critter, a
Right.
pretty sick person.
There's fence all over the place, but what the idea is to eliminate the pool.
Can I have a, motion? No other questions?
A violation has occurred. I'll make a motion that a fine of $250 be assessed with an administrative fee of $250, and that until the property comes into compliance, there be a daily fine of $250.
Requesting the fine, the, property to come into compliance with regards to the draining of the pool. I need a date.
I wouldn't give him more than a week because I think it's a health issue. And
That's
it's been
fine.
going on since March.
Okay? A date.
Date. The 24th of May.
That's good for me.
So. What,
$250 fine, $250 administration fee, and $250 a day starting on the 25th, 24th of May.
comply by May.
Comply by May
If
24th.
not, a $250
Daily fine.
thereafter.
Okay.
And that was on case number CEN-24-153.
Yes.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Our next case, 8.5.
Oh, I think you're done.
I'm not,
No, he's not. Well,
No.
you're done. We just have more for the property.
Oh,
six cases with.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Correct. Our next case, 11402 Northeast 8 Court dash CEN dash 24 dash 154, Adam G. Phelan. This is for the property owner was found in violation of 8.4.7A, lot maintenance and cleanup. This is regards to the swimming pool located to the rear of the property containing stagnant water and is non-conforming to the village code. The property owner was found non-compliant in this.
Oh, isn't
I-
that this?
Sir, just one second. I was reading over this and I have a little problem with the notice of violation in that it's the exact same wording, the description and the corrective action is the exact same as what was given on the previous case, which was CEN 24-153. In that while this may be a maintenance issue and cleanup, it's giving the exact same description. So I would request that this case be dismissed.
I'll make a motion to dismiss.
I'll second. In that it's a duplicate.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Our next case, 8.6 11402 Northeast 8 Court. Case number CEN dash 24173, Adam G. Phelan. The property owner was found in violation of 11.6A, fence maintenance. The fence on the left side of the property has deteriorated and is not in compliance per code. The property owner was non-compliant and we're asking for an order of enforcement on this case.
Okay. No, I don't understand that. You just want me to paint it? Is that it?
1 second, sir. This one is for the driveway, not meet bounds. And the notice of violation was
This time we'd like to submit some photos that was taken today of the property.
let's say, so. This is regards to a dilapidated fence, and we just received another picture dated today, May 15th. And sir, have you been by the property today? And with regards to the non-existence of a fence?
Talking about the fence that separates me and the neighbor?
Well, your fence that should be around the backyard of the pool. for the property. Right now, it's an open area going back to the property.
Right, but we fenced, okay, but that was taken out between the neighbor and me. He actually decided, let's eliminate that. That's what that is.
Right, but the pool is exposed also. Right now, you have a dilapidated fence. And right now, Luciano, I see the first picture that we have back in April of the chain link. And this picture of today is showing it's been removed. Grass is over the fence. Oh, I don't have that picture. Okay. Yeah. So, sir, right now you have a chain link fence that's dilapidated.
Sorry, can I? Sure.
There's that.
Property owner was given a notice of violation on
That's today.
March the 28th.
No, the problem is that there's no fence around the pool, so the pool creates a problem.
Your fence is dilapidated. Whether you replace it, remove it, we're not telling you what to do. Right now, it's a dilapidated fence. It's not in, the property the fence is dilapidated and is in need of repair or replacement. And, it's not up to code. And that is
8.6.
what was, notice of violation that was issued. And, corrective action was to obtain a permit.
Do you have any plans for that? For the fence, or are you just gonna leave it down?
Well, the idea was to tear down the entire building and put up a chain link fence for, the ones from construction. Right?
Oh, you're gonna raise the building and build something else there?
Tear it down. But there's a chain link fence there. If you want, I can fix that chain link fence. I mean, I didn't understand that. I thought he wanted me to paint the front of the house.
Anyway, right
All
before
right.
us now is
If you give me a week for the chain link fence, I will fix it. All right, that's all I need.
so, questions? We have, I mean, even the new pending owner is stating that the fence is dilapidated, needs to be repaired or so a permit would have to be pulled.
Wait, a permit would have to be pulled for that?
Yes, sir?
Then I can't do it in a week?
No. Well, I mean, if you,
That's a problem there.
Well, if he does the thing with the pool, drain it out and put that stuff over it while he's going through that permitting process.
we haven't, that's.
That's what is not, that's not even before of us.
Yeah, that's not before us. This right here has to do with the fence. The fence is either needs to be removed or restored, permit pulled and
Okay.
restored.
Can I ask
He does
another
it.
question? If I cover the pool and wait, there is no law that says I have to have a fence, correct? If I don't have a pool, correct?
But you have a pool.
Right, but if I eliminate the pool, if I cover up the pool, then,
If you cover up the pool, you still have a pool.
oh, really? Even if the pool's not functioning, even if
It's still a pool. Under,
There's means, you would have to deal with the village. We're not dealing with the pool right now, just
We're-
the fence.
the fence.
Could any questions, further questions right now with regards to the fence? The pictures as of today, it hasn't been, the issue hasn't been rectified. Is there a motion? Anybody like to make a motion? If not, I'll make a motion. Fine, in case number CEN-24-173, that the property is not in compliance, assess a fine of $250 administrative costs of $250, and to have the fence either come into compliance or permit pulled by June the 12th. Wherever you come into compliance, that's
Wait,
with the
wait,
village.
wait.
If not after June the 12th, a daily fine of $250. June the 12th would give you how many, one code hearing? One planning and design hearing? That would have to be in what, by May the 24th? We're at May the 15th. That's a week. All right, no, it's a little soon. All right,
You have to give me a little bit, at least.
all
2 more
right.
weeks.
I will amend my motion to, or restate it, fine of $250, administrative costs of $250. Come into compliance by June the June the 20th. If not, a daily fine of $250 per day.
I'll second.
I was thinking June the 20th. I was literally thinking that.
That gives you two planning and design.
That's more than
thing.
enough time. Yeah, that's fine. I was looking, I'm looking at it.
Go back to June the 12th if you want.
June 20th is the fair day.
The power of persuasion,
Yeah.
good positive thoughts. You know, you got to go to the planning and
Yeah,
zoning.
yeah, I know how to do that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next case.
The next case, 8.7, 11402 Northeast, 8 Court, case number CEN-24-17, Adam G. Felon. The property owner was found in violation of section 454.2 private swimming pools. The swimming pool to the rear of the property is not surrounded by a safety barrier, and the property owner was non-compliant. We're asking the board to issue an order of enforcement on this case.
But it's not the same as the fence.
I'd make a motion consistent with Judy's motion that gave them to the next week, the 24th, with the very first pool violation, that motion.
Yeah,
Be
but,
consistent.
but, I mean, again, if somebody or something falls in there,
I see this a little bit different, Michael, in that the first one was because of water in there and it was stagnant, breeding insects and mosquitoes and all that other stuff. This one has to do with another safety issue by not having a barrier around it. And that, as it is right now, there is no fence around the property. There is no barrier fence around the pool. So anyone, a neighbor's child, anyone can enter that property at multiple places. So, I mean, somewhat immediate action is needed. I don't think even a week is too long. Because this has been going on since March the 21st, and I would think that the village should have something that can be done on a situation like this to bring it to our attention before it goes on this long. Either call for a special hearing to act on these, but we are where we are right now. Thank goodness no one has been injured.
I mean, one of the leading causes of death of children in the state are children falling into a neighbor's pool.
Right, I get that, but the property, you cannot walk into the property. There are fences on both properties, okay?
Well, there's no barricade around the pool. Florida state law requires barricades
I
around
get
the.
that, that part I understand, right? But the only reason we tore down what was in the middle was because we had the 2 fences on the side plus the fences in the front. But I'm not arguing that. What I am saying is I can drain the pool and I can cover that pool. I can eliminate the pool. And that's what, by eliminating the pool,
That's fine. Can you do it in 2 days?
I can have it done by Saturday, by Monday.
It's a 15.
Drain the pool tomorrow, and then you gotta
You
take
go
the
over-
pictures on Friday, right? Then Saturday, give me Saturday and Saturday, and Monday to put the cover it.
Draining the pool would be best things.
Well, I can do that tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. But it takes 2 days to drain that pool, right? The pump will be there. I'm telling you, I've done this multiple times. It takes 2 days to drain that pool when it's even halfway
Anyone like to
full.
make a motion? If not, I'll make a motion in case number CEN 24 that the property is not in compliance. Assess a fine of $250, administrative costs of $250, and give the property owner until May the 20th to bring the pool safety issue into compliance. If not, commencing the 21st, $250 per day. fine.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Once you do that, you need to notify code so that they can go out and inspect it.
On Monday.
As soon as you get it done, 'cause
Right.
otherwise,
He's gonna have to show up on Friday, and then Saturday, I guess Friday afternoon or Saturday, we can do it.
you can do it in many ways. First, I'd try to get in touch with them, but
Isn't it him?
documentation also, all of it. All right. Are there any other, I think that's it.
That's good.
All this just goes to the current property owner,
That's fine.
which ultimately will remain on the property. So,
That's okay.
All right.
All right, if you, other than the chain link fence, other than that, everything else will be done by Monday. The car will be moved by tomorrow. Everything else will be done by Monday. Right? Other than the chain link fence. Or the whatever fence that they approve.
and you would need to deal with them because if your plans are to demolish the property, there's a whole set of guidelines. to
I know,
that.
trust
So,
me, I know that.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
guys.
sir, and look forward to seeing what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Our next case, 7.11, 11905 Northeast 12th Court. Case number CEN-23-340. Nicole Jean Jacques and Jean R. Jacques. Smith Jean Jacques. The property owner was found to be in violation of chapter 5.6 off-street parking. A driveway does not meet the design standards set forth in section 5.6.7. The property owner was non-compliant. There were no permits found or pulled for this property. An affidavit of non-compliance was done. The property owner is requesting an extension on the order of enforcement.
Are those pictures that are attached, is that the front of the house? Where those pictures are? I think they are.
Yeah.
Additionally, the property,
We've already heard it. It's a violation.
Right.
That's it. Deteriorated.
I got it.
Yes, ma'am, if you could state your name and your relationship to the property?
Hello, my name is Kimberly Jean Jacques, and this is my father, Nicole Jean Jacques, owner of the property.
Mhm.
I'm gonna speak on his behalf because he doesn't speak English very well.
What was your first name?
Kimberly.
Kimberly, okay. Go ahead.
All right, so he had did the permit application the first time, and then I got an email from the village by Vanessa Cherry saying that he did it with Miami-Dade instead of the village of Biscayne Park, so he had to do it another time. So we have the permit on hand right now. He paid for the permit already, and we have the receipt with us.
So you're requesting, us to hold off on the issue of moving forward with the lien? Is that
Yes.
your request at this time?
Yes.
Once you get everything done, you can
Mhm.
always ask for a fine reduction.
Yes.
It has to be after the property comes into compliance.
Okay.
So at this point, you've applied for your permit, and then you'll go, or putting in for the permit, right?
Yeah, putting it.
If I can interject, the property owner paid the $500, so they are in compliance on that level.
Oh.
There's no permit in the system?
Yeah, it's not in the system yet because he did it wrong the first time. So we have it on hand, but he just has to submit it to the village.
Okay.
What do you mean on hand? Like it's
Right
done?
here. Yeah, right
Oh,
here,
okay.
filled out, everything's done. And then we have the,
Has it been approved by the Planning and Design Board?
I think so.
Has it been heard at P and Z?
No, he has not.
Oh, I guess so.
So without going to P and Z, they're not going to get.
So the violation has been paid. You said it was 500 have been paid.
That's correct. We just submitted the paperwork so you guys can review it.
All right, so if they put in their permit today, they're not in time to make the next P and D, meeting. It would, if everything's set, it would be for the June 3rd. All right.
June 3rd, yes, that is correct.
So and when they put in for their permit, they would also, provide you with all the documentation that would go.
They would have to submit, I guess, a package,
Right.
and then that gets put on the schedule for the Planning, Design, and Review Board.
Yes, I would like to make a motion, given that they have brought what appears to be a completed permit to submit, I would hope within the next day or two. And testimony by the property owner's daughter.
And payment of the fine.
Pardon? And the payment of the fine, that they are working with the village. And I'd like to postpone this until the hearing of June the 7th, for the property owner to come back and provide us with an update. By that time, we'll be looking to see that you've gone before the planning and zoning, planning and design, and what the status is at that time. So
Alright,
to hold off
so
on this and to,
once we complete it, like we submit it, I think are they closed tomorrow?
no, they're open
Tomorrow's
tomorrow.
Thursday. Oh, yeah, tomorrow's
They're
Thursday.
open from 9 o'clock.
All right, so he will submit it tomorrow to them, and then from there, we'll see.
You have to get a P and D appointment, which, what is it, the 24th that they gotta let them know by?
24th?
Well, they would submit the permit,
Oh, okay.
and then at that time, they would put them on as long as you have all your documentation in your packet, they would put you on the schedule for the Planning and Design Committee that would be on June the 3rd.
All right, so we have to have a meeting with them.
You submit your permit and the packet that goes with it, so it can be reviewed by the Planning and Design. At that time, they'll tell you if your packet, what you've submitted, meets the criteria for the driveway.
Okay.
You may want to go by tomorrow and discuss it with the village.
Okay.
But the important thing is to get that packet in tomorrow, because right now you have a daily fine accruing. Even though you paid the violation, it's the daily fine that's accruing. And if you submit the packet by tomorrow, would that stops the daily fine, correct?
That would be correct, yes,
Permit is applied for by tomorrow?
if they turn it in tomorrow.
So if
Okay.
you go first thing in the morning, then you shouldn't have an additional daily fine. Once you have everything done, and your permit pulled and you've completed the driveway, then you can always come back to ask for a fine reduction. So right now, I would,
I'm not sure if he could come in the morning because I have school and he has work. So once he gets off of work, we'll go over there and see.
They're here, I think, until 5 on Thursday,
Five?
but they're only here.
Bye. No. Yo pa pran konya nan village nan pou al bak. Pou al bay yon. Kilo off, ou pa off deman? A kilo off,
well,
a kilo off villa ke.
yeah, when you get it to them is up to you. We're only suggesting tomorrow. That will stop the daily fine. Until that permit is, until your packet is, submitted, you have a daily fine accruing.
Is it okay if I go and bring it? Because he doesn't get off work till 6:30. Is it fine if I do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't matter who, but the sooner the better, because you get a $250 a day fine accruing every day.
Can I, if I can interject for a moment, they can apply online, submit the documents online to the building department, and then you can communicate via online as to what the process is next or what they need of you with those
Okay.
documents.
Thank you.
You know the website, right?
I think so. I think she sent it to my email.
Yeah, and you can upload documents there.
I'll still give it because they already filled everything out. So I'll go down tomorrow and give it to them.
Okay.
All right.
Well, good luck.
They'll make them put it online. Everything's online.
The motion is to table this until the, June 7th meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Oh, excuse me. He's asking, does the 500 he already paid goes towards it? Like the 250 every day? All right.
No, Kimberly, the 500 was for the administrative administrative fee from the, hearing,
Mhm.
the previous hearing,
Okay.
and the
fine.
fine of 250. The daily fine runs until it's done. That's what you'll come back to, ask for a fine reduction on.
Okay. And what does the reduction do?
There's a process for that. You'd be asking to reduce the fine of not coming into compliance. You'd come before us, you'd ask for a fine reduction,
Mhm.
submit your packet, you would, come before us asking to reduce the fine and state your reasons why.
Okay.
So keep all your documentation, your correspondence with the village, showing all of that, and then we take everything into consideration. The whole thing is just to get the, driveways installed.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
sir.
night.
Have a good night.
Our next case, 7.6, 11113 Northeast 10th Avenue, case number CEN-22-104. Nadia Deravine and Edith Rosiers. The property owner was found in violation of chapter 5.6 off-street parking. Driveway did not meet the design standards set forth in section 5.6.7. The property owner was non-compliant. We're asking to amend the order of enforcement or correction, amend the order of intent to lien. The property owner did apply for the permit before the compliance date. The property owner applied for a DWS 24-10. There was a technical issue that prevented the department from being able to spot that permit. But the property owner is still owing $500 for the January 17th order of enforcement.
So at this point, she has a permit for the driveway.
That's correct.
And the village is asking for us to amend the order of enforcement.
No, amend the order of intent to lien.
To what?
To what? Yes, exactly. Because I only have up in front, action needed, amend the order of enforcement.
There's a $12,000 fine that needs to be removed.
The fine can't be removed and. Can we discuss?
No, that's the whole thing, because I think that's what he's getting at. I'm just looking for the documentation. Here it is right here, that she had filed for the permit and all before the commencement date. So there would be no accrual that
Okay.
adds up to 12,000 something.
All right.
Because the only information I had before me was the $500. That was
Yeah, that's all we have.
the assessment, the fine of
Okay.
$250, and the administrative cost for that hearing for that night. And then I would ask that I would ask that the order of enforcement, here it is, right here. Oh, here it is. Applied by February the 28th, and the permit was pulled on what date?
February the 13th.
February the 13th. So you were in compliance. The only issue was the fine and the administrative cost, $500.
Is the driveway done?
No, sir. It's expensive.
Could you state your name and your
Oh, sorry.
relationship to the property?
Yes, so I'm Nadia Deravine and I'm the owner of the property. And to answer the question, no, I haven't completed the driveway as of yet, but I have quotes and everything to do it. It's just pretty pricey, so I was just kind of waiting until I get some more funds to do it.
The permit, I think, gives you 6 months.
Right. But yeah, the permit's been pulled. The only issue
So
is,
I think you're referring to the $500, right? I think I was supposed to come on the 17th of January.
yes, January the 17th was the date of the hearing, and that's when you were found in violation of the ordinance, and a fine was assessed of $250 and an administrative cost for that hearing of $250.
Okay, so just to be clear, I got the fine because I missed a meeting. I'm
No,
penalized
you got
because
the fine because you were not in compliance with the code, with the ordinance for driveway ordinance, which a courtesy notice had been given out on December the 6th of 2022 with a coming to upgrade the driveway for the new village ordinance by January the 23rd of 2023. And then I believe a notice of violation came in June the 12th. A notice of violation of 2023, and advising you that you were in violation and to bring the driveway to code. And it wasn't until January the 17th of 2024 that we actually heard the case. So from the notice of violation until January, that was a good 6 months. That's, I'm looking at, even though there was notices and courtesy notices giving out before that. But going from the notice of violation, it was 6 months before we actually heard the case, and then gave a compliance date of February the 28th.
We're asking to remove the daily fines.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And then whether we move forward. So I would like to make a motion to remove the to amend the intent to lien to $500, removing the daily fine portion of the $12,000. Well, to a total of $500.
So Luciano, I just want to have you double check. I know that you guys said earlier I had the permit completed by February, I want to say 17, I feel like I heard. I might be wrong. February what? 19th. Can you double check to to ensure that it wasn't done in January before the hearing?
Well, it
Yeah.
shows that the application date is February the
13th.
13th, 2024.
Okay.
And
So that's the reason why I have the $500 fine, because it wasn't completed by the January 17 meeting, you're saying?
well, it wasn't, yeah, I mean, it came before the board and nothing had been done.
Got it.
And yes, so we found that there was a violation
Okay.
and then assessed the fine and a
Okay.
administrative cost.
Okay.
So I put in a motion to amend the intent to lien to $500. Do I have a second?
Second.
Dale and Michael?
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Judy? Now I'd like to make a motion well, I have a question first.
Do I want the fine reduced or eliminated? Yes.
Well, do you think you can pay this within the next month?
The $500? Well, I was gonna ask because I know that we always have an option to request a fine reduction like the other homeowners. And is that on the, can I
Always
request?
an option, but it's always an option.
Okay,
But it doesn't mean that we won't make a ruling to move to have the a lien put in place.
got it.
I mean, I'm of the, that's what I was asking, would a month be enough for you to pay it or do whatever you need to do?
Okay.
I would like to make a motion to direct the village to move with filing a lien for $500 by June the 7th.
Can I get an extension?
Well, this gives you until June the 7th
To pay 500?
to pay 500 or, well, wait a minute.
Can't really file for a lien reduction until it's done, to a fine reduction until the driveway is complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pay $10,000 to get $500 deleted. Or try to get it reduced. $10,000 for the driveway to
Well,
get the 500.
Well, if the driveway is not
It's com-
complete, there's going to be more fines. It's going to keep growing. You're going to
Okay.
get 6 months to do the driveway.
Okay.
I mean, you're going to have to do the driveway. That's
Yes.
the ordinance.
Do you think you can pay the fine?
Okay, can I have till July, please?
July what?
Let's do the 15th.
I would make a motion to direct the village to proceed with filing a lien if $500 is not paid by July 15th.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Judy.
Right, ma'am?
And I am allowed to pay like $250 and then
Mhm.
not pay it until July or August, and I won't be penalized.
No, July 15th.
To
If
pay
you
the
paid
second,
$250,
the
then
second installment.
by July 15th.
Okay.
The full $250 needs to be paid.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, cool.
500, I mean. Well, I was going by the
Yeah,
250 she
the,
was
the
currently
installment.
paying.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Our next case, 7.3, 767 Northeast 114th Street, case number CEN -23 -284. Seven six Northeast 114th Street LLC. Care of resident
Yeah.
All right.
Agent Right Angel LLC. The property owner was found in violation of chapter 5.6 off-street parking, where a driveway does not meet the design standards set forth in section 5.6.7. In reference to this case, a permit was applied for and an affidavit of non-compliance. The property owner applied for permit DWS 24-29 on May 13th. And the 250 plus daily still occurs. Like to submit the daily calculation into evidence.
Doesn't the fine stop when they have a permit?
Yes, it stopped on the 13th.
So we'd back out $500. Oh, you have it right here. All right. So nothing else has been paid. So we're looking at currently 3,500. We could just take a couple minutes. Board members, you stepped away for a second.
Noted.
So is this a rental property? Luciano?
One moment, let me check.
Homesteaded.
No, it's not a rental property.
It's not rental, but it's not homesteaded? Oh,
But that
okay.
really doesn't have much
Okay.
bearing, just curiosity. Yeah. So Michael, while you were out, just to recap, the permit was applied for on May the 13th. So we have an amended total rule.
Okay.
So if you don't have any questions, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion on case number CN-23-284 284, that to affirm the outstanding fine of $3,500 and to direct the village to proceed with the lien.
I'll second that.
Giving the property owner, his permit has been pulled, giving the property owner until 2 weeks from now. From May the 30th to pay the fine. If not, proceed with filing the lien. Do I need to restate that? Okay. direct the village to proceed with the fine if not paid by May the 30th.
To go ahead with the lien.
Yes, the lien.
Lien until, I know, and my brain's going crazy. Okay, and I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Our next case, 7.4, 826 Northeast 121st Street, case number CEN -23 -394, Jan Roots and wife Denise, care of resident agent Laura Warvine, Rose Salter, Esquire. The property owner was found in violation of section 11.6.7, maintenance of graffiti on the back walls and garage wall and door. At this time, the property owner is in compliance.
Is in compliance?
That is correct. The property owner is in compliance.
And they just haven't paid the fine.
They have paid the fine. I'd like to submit receipts to the board.
Does that seem?
What's going
So-
on with that property? That's been,
So, at this point, basically, there's nothing for us to do, but would we just, well,
It's moot.
yeah, well, I'll make a motion that the, fine has been paid in full and to, close the case.
a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Isn't that the property they were trying to get?
Yep.
Yeah. Declared unsafe. Yeah. It's been a battle for 20 years.
All right.
Our next case, 7.5, 10901-03, Northeast 10th Avenue, case number CEN -23-12, Luis Gutierrez and wife Maria and Maria Sabio. Property owners were found in violation of chapter 16.4 double fee permit. A driveway was installed without first obtaining permits. Property owner was non-compliant. An affidavit of non-compliance was issued. And the property owner is asking for a continuance. There was a permit DWS -23-2.
There's a motion for continuance filed by the attorney Aaron Cohen. And you said there's a permit applied for?
Yes, the permit applied for was DWS -23-2. That permit was rejected twice on the Planning and Design Review Board.
So at this point, we're just, he's asking that, we postpone, our, recommendations on the intent. So, the next hearing.
I'd like to make a motion to table this till the next meeting in June.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Our next case, 7.7, 11501 Northeast 10th Avenue, case number CEN -22-018, Emmanuel Ortiz, The property owner was found in violation of chapter 5.6 off-street parking, where the driveway does not meet the design standards set forth in section 5.6.7. The property owner did apply for a permit DWS-24-2, and you have receipt showing that the property owner is in compliance and paid the $500 and is in compliance.
The driver is not done.
Correct.
Dismiss.
I'd like to make a motion to, direct the village to move forward with filing the lien.
He paid.
Get,
Paid
Oh, we
Okay.
paid?
He paid. So I was going to make a motion to dismiss,
as moot.
to close.
to close the case. Since he
second.
paid the $500. No,
I'm still trying to figure out where I messed up
I
this.
know, right here.
No, I've got it.
I seconded that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I did. To close. Okay.
Our next case, 7.8-11615 Griffin Boulevard, case number CEN-24-6, Maximia Holdings LLC. The property owner was found in violation of section 10-1, offensive noise prohibited, where unnecessary and excessive noise. This was a first offense of $1,000 on a short-term vacation rental. We have the property owner was in compliance and paid in full.
He paid the fines.
At this time, we'll submit receipts to the board.
Make a motion to close. All right, on CEN 24-6, as the fine has been paid, I'll make a motion to close the case.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye. Same with the next.
Our next case, 7.9-11615 Griffin Boulevard, case number CEN-26-64, Maximia Holdings LLC. The property owner was found in violation of section 10-1, offensive noise prohibited, where unnecessary and excessive noise. First offense, $200 fine, short-term vacation rental. As of today, the property owner is in compliance. We'd now like to submit receipts to the board.
So on CEN 24 dash, what's the number?
6-4.
2464, CN-24-64.
Or I would make a motion that we close the case.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye. Luciano, you said that's the last one?
One more.
Oh, you said that was the last one.
Nope.
Last property, but he has one more case on the property.
Oh, on the property, I see.
And
Our next case, 7.10-11615 Griffin Boulevard, case number CEN-24-65, Maximia Holdings LLC. Property owner was found in violation of section 10-1, offensive noise prohibited. Unnecessary and excessive noise. First offense, $5,000 fine, short-term vacation rental.
That, the only issue I have with this is it's not a first offense, it's a third
offense.
offense. And the other one should have said second offense. They're all saying first offense. So somebody should correct that.
Let the record reflect that in case number CEN-24-64,
And 64.
unnecessary and excessive noise, second offense, $2,000 fine. And in case number CEN-24-65,
Third offense.
unnecessary and excessive noise, third offense, $5,000 fine.
Uh-huh.
In reference to case.
And that's been paid too?
Yes, the property owner has paid, and at this time, we would submit receipts to the board.
In the case of CEN 24-65, I'll make a motion to close as moot.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any,
Isn't
that's
there
it
one?
for the cases?
No, there's one more.
Our next case,
Siano.
point one,
Jeez. I'm all excited.
My eyes are going cross.
675 Northeast 115th Street, case number CEN-23-276, Matthew Carlis. Property owner was found in violation of chapter 5.6 off-street parking, where the driveway does not meet the design standards set forth in section 5.6. There were no permits, and the property owner is asking for a continuance.
He has been in touch with you guys?
This time I would submit a letter from the property owner.
No, it is.
Corresponding with us for several months. Roth. I think it's Grath. Jonathan's last name is Grath.
I believe that spelling is incorrect
Okay.
on the document.
But it's not to the mayor to decide before and after. It has to go to P and Z. It has to go to building and the village clerk. But where's a picture of the driveway? I don't see driveway, I only see swale. But where do you see driveway on this? That's a
It's right
swale.
here in the front.
That's a swale.
There's,
To me, that's,
that's what they're talking about. That is not for me at this point in
All right.
time. But, what they're asking for is, written a letter asking for a continuance. And the resident has been in contact with code and is working with them aside from this letter.
Raphael?
The resident has been in contact with regards to how to resolve the issue other than speaking with the mayor. Okay, all right. If they're stating that they could, come to the next hearing,
Okay.
I would like to make a motion to continue, this case until the June 17th hearing, given the property owner an opportunity to come before us.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. How many more we got, Luciano? Is that it?
That is it.
Is it?
No more cases.
And our next hearing is June the 7th.
Oh, we just said June 17th on that, so change it to June 7th.
No, it's
July 17th and June 7th.
June 7th. Yeah,
June 7th.
okay. June 5th is the meeting?
June 5th.
All right.
August 7th.
Yeah, July, I'm not going to be here. We have the minutes to go over.
Okay, has everyone had an opportunity to read the minutes? For April?
Yep.
I wasn't present.
The only thing I have a question of is it says made a motion to table the case to the June 12th meeting, and I don't think there's a meeting on June 12th, is there? 7.4?
Well, the question I would have, Judy, is that what was said? Because that's
I don't
what the minutes
know.
should reflect whether it was a correct date or not.
That's what I don't know. Okay.
Michael, you weren't here either?
No.
I'd like to make a motion to table the minutes until the next hearing, given that, there are only two board members that were at the last one. I would feel uncomfortable approving minutes that I haven't.
You want my notes?
Well, yeah, I have no notes or anything and wasn't present.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Janie will look over them, you know.
If nothing else, but the substance of the minutes were fine, other than that
Yeah.
question about June the 12th.
I didn't have an issue with.
If there's nothing else, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I apologize, everybody, and I apologize, Linda.
That's exhausting.
Where's Linda doing? Where's, oh, she's trying to talk to. Yeah, she, yeah.